Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I'm so excited to be back with all of you for another episode of the podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us and helps the bands, artists, and production companies like Boxcar and Jason and Jorg. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear, RAR. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have Mr. Jorg, Mr. Jason, all the way from Richmond, Virginia. How we doing today, guys?
Doing good. How about you?
Man, I have, like I said before we started talking, man, I have been looking forward to this interview for a long time. Let's just go over the hats that you currently are wearing. You are in a band called The Last Real Circus. You founded Boxcar Entertainment Productions. You're a father of two. Did I miss anything? What else
A
do we
war,
have?
a war hero.
War hero.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Running the Last Real Circus now, since about 2016, 17, when we started this thing up in DC. And now we've moved down here to Richmond, Virginia, where we've made another home. So we love it so far. So it's been fun.
And Jorg, how long have you been where you've been at?
Detroit, Michigan. I've been here, born and raised, but I did tour with for 10 years, 45 states, and I was barely here. I was always on the road, and I always tell the big story. It's like, well, what happened? Well, our drummer and our bass player got taken from us by Uncle Cracker, saying we need these guys, and we could not. We said we love all those guys, and we're like, go for it. That's the biggest ticket ever, and we pivoted. But I've stayed in Detroit. It's cheap here, and I can go anywhere, so it's great.
You're right in the middle of the country. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Austin, like
yeah.
it is.
It is,
You're
yeah,
right in the middle. So, how
yeah.
did you guys, meet? York, why don't you tell?
Um, you know, Sometimes a little tear comes down my eye when I say this, but I've been going to South by Southwest. Really, it was 2007. That's when, I mean, we'll talk about it later, but that's my first year, and that was it for me. That was my Mecca. I'm not a religious person. I'm an agnostic. That's my Mecca. I couldn't believe it. I felt at home for the first time. It felt like I belonged somewhere for the first time. And I've been trying to do showcases. I've been trying to do every year we did something. And I told Jason, I said, Jason, I've been coming here for 16, 20, 19 years. And the only reason was to meet you, man, was to meet Jason. Because when I met Jason, it was like I was talking to my twin, and he's been doing the same thing I've been doing. And it was like finally we had we had the same goals, same, and it was like, let's go, And everybody else like, why do you want to do showcases? Why do you want to do this? What? It's the industry, like what? Like so
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah.
and to snowball on that, I mean, we got connected through a company called ShowX. I was working, I was working for this gentleman named Lincoln Schofield, who's one of our brothers. He's one of our best friends. He's definitely my mentor in this game of music, and has taught me everything that I pretty much know that happens, down to the band, down to running things on the back end as a business, to running showcases, to shutting my mouth up when being in a crowd of people that I'm fangirling over, and how to just play it cool, and be myself versus trying to, force something maybe that's there or not. So but we love that guy. He definitely helped us get connected. York called me up out of the blue one day. I just answered this phone call. I was in Richmond and he was in Detroit, and he said, "Hey, my name's York, and I just talked with CJ down here in Austin. I'm trying to book this showcase at South by Southwest." And he said, "I can't do it because this guy's already running showcases here, but you should get
You
him.
got to talk to him. You sound like you guys would get along.
You
That's
guys
what this
definitely
guy
will
said.
connect."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
CJ from Darwin's
Darwin's. Yeah.
definitely gets the love and the credit there.
Yeah.
And he connected us. He connected the phone call, and then from there it was just kind of history. Yeah, I mean, join the band, join the the production.
I didn't know the Show X productions needed sound, and we were just trying to find a venue. We had full sound, we had the bands, and they're like, wait a second. And they're like, hey, how would you like not just one night at one venue, but you want to just do this all week in your band? And at that point I was like, is this for real? Like, it's the greatest. It was the
Very,
greatest.
very serendipitous how it
Yeah.
definitely came about between the two of us.
Yeah.
So obviously the friendship is what starts, but how does the idea of this production company then come about?
He had it. He had it.
Oh,
Boxcar was already a thing. Yeah, with Show X. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have Broken Blanket. That's kind of my Boxcar, but we do video production and film production, corporate stuff, social media for artists down in Detroit. So
Yeah, and just like a lot of artists that are out there, and I mean, and dare I say entrepreneurs. I don't know that I consider myself an entrepreneur. I mean, I guess I do inherit that title with the things that I do. Um, but yeah, there's such a structure to things that we've just learned that, I can't do my showcases without sound and without having a photographer and doing media and social media and Jorg has that avenue. And, so using his company and using mine and putting them together, and it's a win-win because we both get to build our resumes together, and we really get to showcase what I call his value. I mean, he's got value all day. So, but yeah, that's how we got connected though, South by, and we're pumped to get back down there this year. So that's gonna be fun.
So before we get into this year's South by, like kind of walk the audience through like maybe not necessarily step by step, but like kind of from the beginning to the end of how a showcase is kind of put together at South by.
Yeah, first you have to get a venue that likes you. In our case, we're blessed to be going right back to San Jackson. Matt over there has been hooking it up. Kevin with the Dizzy Rooster, Austin with the Blind Pig. Now he's moved on to other endeavors. But yeah, I mean, first is establishing relationships. We were fortunate as a production company to have played these places as a band before. I started the band off back in 2016, and we started touring in 2017, thinking that we knew everything. So, bought the Winnebago, got the Sleeps 8. Like we're all doing it. So, Koala jumped in there, and we hit the road, and a lot of those relationships just from having been an artist performing there grew into the back end of things. Like, man, you know what? I got a buddy of mine who's in a band, and I highly recommend them. They'll show up on time. They're not going to smash your bar, and they're going to be, they're respectful artists who are here to play and get fans and make your place. So, and that's how it all kind of came about. And again, we're fortunate to not just do this at South by. I mean, we help with the Bluebird Music Festival that's in Boulder, Colorado. We've done side showcases at the Newport Folk Festival, with the Richmond International Film Festival. We've ran our own festival here in Richmond, Virginia called Heartstrings. We had my best bud in the world, John Russell with the Head and the Heart, showed up and headlined it for us. We had Adam from Low Cut Connie show up. It was
Philly band.
It was mind blowing. Yeah.
Low cut. Yeah. He's killing it. He's killing it.
We've had the pleasure of opening up for these guys. My band, I don't know how it really kind of came about when it did, but we just through Show X, actually I've just corrected myself. Yeah, through Show X and through Lincoln, we just got connected to the world that I've always wanted to be connected with. So we ended up building relationships as an artist. I was building relationships, and we ended up opening up for Blues Travelers, Everything, Devin Gilfillian, Low Cut Connie, my gosh, I mean, Sister
Everybody.
Hazel.
Sixpence none the richer.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. That's when he was young. That was what his first.
that was
Yeah.
super
Sorry.
young. But yeah, but and it's been awesome to be able to play with these bands and to learn from them and to just take it from there. So yeah.
It is an addiction. Like,
Yeah,
I'm 48
absolutely.
years old, and like when I can remember when I was 7 years old, like singing at the top of my lungs on the swing set, like, and that was just my world. Like, I did choir in high school, did theater,
Hmm.
like it just, I
We
never
just
could
become
play an
best
instrument.
friends.
Yeah, I could never play an instrument, but I mean, like, God, like I just, I'm the ocean and a concert are the two things that I need on a regular basis.
Nice, yeah.
I just that's me.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that because, yeah, I lived down in Key West for quite a while, and that's always what I wanted to do. I did that cover band scene for
Yeah.
God, for a solid year of my life, which was it went by really fast, like really fast. A lot of drugs, a lot of drinking, lot of pretend rock star lifestyle, if I'll say that,
Yep.
thinking this is what the world was, but damn, I loved waking up in the morning and seeing that ocean and just nothing beat that. Nothing beat that in the world.
And the hog's breath.
Oh God, mangoes, freaking.
Is Rick still there?
Rick's is still there.
Well, I was gonna say, Dog, I mean, that's one. Like, I think it's a rite of passage. I did a week long. I did with my old band. I did 3 week long events at Sloppy Joe's. And they're
Yeah.
like, you can only play 2 originals per set. And we're like, oh, we didn't know that. So we're like, all right, well, fine. And actually, it's funny. That's how we had a cover band with another name when we weren't touring to not oversaturate. We're like, oh, we learned all those covers for
Yeah,
Sloppy Joe's. Man, it's great.
yeah. We used to be at the Green Parrot. That was like our.
Oh, yeah.
We just knew that.
Are you hearing this, Chad?
Pick
Sloppy
up
Joe's.
quick. Here we go. Here's Green Parrot. Let's get our 2K and be on the road. But I actually miss those days now that you're talking about it.
What was the place that was where you went upstairs and it was the naked bar?
Oh yeah.
Rock House.
No, it's the secret. It's the secret.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's the secret strip club. That's not a real strip club,
Yeah.
but it is a strip club.
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
like there's
it's
no
not
sign.
the tree house, but something
Mhm.
like that, right?
Yeah, you have to pay $100 that you get back after you get your first drink because you have to show that you apparently
Florida
have even
has
$100 to. Yeah, it was crazy.
it was like a city ordinance thing. I think
Yeah.
that they had to like get around to do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe I know. I love that you know that.
Well, this is a good story. So
Yeah.
my best friend, well, one of my best friends, his wife, her parents live in Big Coppet, which is the one key up from Key West.
Yeah.
So we went down there for spring break, and I'm, freshly 21, and we go to Rick's, and they had like all of these like triple X like models there, and they had like the cover model was there as well, and so she was signing like the magazine, and so I passed out on the bar, and my face like was on the magazine. So when I woke up in the morning, I had pen like her signature like on my face. It was hilarious.
That's good.
Good story.
That's really good.
Great, bro. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So okay, so let's get back to doing the showcase. So I mean, my gosh, you guys are doing this for almost the entire length of South by this year, these showcases, correct?
Every night.
Yep.
So I mean, how do you mentally prepare for that? Like, how do you physically kind of do like
How do we?
walk us through how you do that.
Well, I mean, I'd make a funny comment saying drugs, but that's just not.
No, it's not. We're sober.
We're like completely sober during the whole thing.
Maybe that's it. We're sober, Dog.
Maybe that's actually a good point. Maybe it's because we are sober the entire time, and I know that Jorg and myself, weird kryptonites, if you will, is we don't really sleep, or we don't need that much sleep.
Well, I sleep, but it's a 5 hours. We can't get more. You can't get more than 4.5 because you can't get to bed before 4, even if you try. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but like when you're in it, nothing ends till 1:30 minimum. So even if you're like, I got to take it easy this one night because the next night you're still not really sleeping until 3 or
1:30,
3.
man.
Yeah,
He's still living in a dream world
yeah, I
like
know.
year one. We haven't been to bed before 4 a.m. at a
Oh
single
yeah,
stop by, because the show ends at 2.
Right.
Then we're closing it down, making sure artists have everything. That's 3 o'clock. Then you got to eat. You got to let your body wind down. 4 a.m. Maybe you're in that bed. And then for me personally, I mean, I'm up 7:30 in the
yeah.
morning.
You can't not be. It's weird. Yeah. And you know
Because
what the
I got
worst is?
artists that are showing up, they're coming to the venues. I got the police who I've got to talk to about when they're moving the barricades. I got to make sure our permits are still there.
Wait,
People
Jay,
that
let me bring up Jay, just so, and I hope I'm not giving away people who want to get at you, Jay. But Jay, he's such a trooper that he stays on top of the venue. Like that's where he's like lives. While we all go, all the other artists that are working, we have our places very close. We learned to find places close, but we all think we have like till like 10 a.m. to sleep if we go to bed at 4. But no, Jason calls us at 8 a.m. and wakes us up anyway because he's like, I'm down here. Like he's telling us real stuff that he's seeing at the bar. Like this light came down, this whatever. It's like, so you better be here a little early. Like, and so yeah, it's great. It's
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, everyone pulls their weight, I mean, I
yeah,
know those guys are there to have a good time and stuff, but at the end of the day, I mean, someone's got to make sure those
yeah, yeah,
things are getting done, and York does it. He's
yeah.
being nonchalant, but yeah, I mean, it takes a lot to run it, and but at this point, we're kind of coasting with the structure that's in place, the thing. Our big problem right now is actually rejecting amazing artists that
Mhm.
like we're dying to have on our showcase, and we're flipping coins to see.
Schedule.
All right, well, we're gonna put this person on Doug versus York. Sorry, York, this year, like, and then we're trying to reach out to other venues and seeing if we can get our foot in the door there last minute to just give them a home. We know the importance of the exposure that the artists need down there. My band included, so that's why we love it though, so.
Yeah. So let's talk about your band. So you started in 2016 with the band,
That's
15.
right. Mhm.
Um, your vision for the band when you started and now looking back at that now, is it pretty similar or did you kind of take some off ramps?
Um, Great question. I think the band's, I don't know how to say that really. I would say no, we're not. Honestly, no, we're probably not where I think we would have been by now. But all in a good way, we toured for a long time, me and my original set of guys, and there was a lot of voices, a lot of learning with those guys, and these guys did the dirt runs, like they did the grunt work, the no pay, the changing tires on the side of the road, and me telling them to shut the fuck up when I'm trying to do something, and really trying to get someone to see that vision, is really tough to do, but good or bad, wherever we are in our relationships with those guys now, they eventually dove into that, and kind of started seeing the vision, and but 5-6 years on the road, and dealing with me and who I am as a person, I know is a lot. So I know those guys took a lot of the grunt of that, but we moved on, and yeah, I mean, there was I had the pleasure of a guy. I was living on the streets of DC for about a year and a half. Right when I got out of the army, I just mentally wasn't handling life that well, if you will. So I ended up living in a tent, and then I was living in my car. And this guy by the name of Win Sheridan. He runs and built like the Anthem, Echo Stage in DC. He also runs a few restaurants that he has his hand in. And he offered me a job playing at one of his restaurants for an hour. He did. I said, "Oh, I'm a bartender. I can bartend." But I was all in at music, though. I was just like, I'm not going to go back to bartending. I'm not going to go to this. But something about him, I was just like, I mess with your vibe. And yeah, man, like, thanks. Like, and he's like, no, you're just going to play music. That's what you said you wanted to do, right? And he didn't hire me for anything else. And then one night he came up, grabbed me, and we went up to the Anthem, and he said, we're running the DC 101 Christmas party here, and the Lumineers are headlining, and they got J. Roddy Walton and the business opening up. J. Roddy being from Richmond too. And I'd kind of met J. Roddy a couple of times, like and passing the music scene and stuff. And so it was interesting, but he walked me through, and I got probably one of the greatest gifts I probably ever could have been given by anybody, really getting my foot in the door. And he put me right in a room with the Jeremy and Wesley, and at the time it was Nayla who played the fiddle and the cello, and I got a nice 15, 20 minutes with him, maybe even 30, whatever that slow passing in time all of a sudden was happening for me. And I got to and he said, this guy's good. You got to hear his voice. It's not going to happen now. Give him his advice. He wants to ask a couple questions, and, I really like this guy. And I was just so blessed at that moment that, he gave me, Wesley, whether or not he, would remember this for 2 cents, but he just said, you got the next 15 years for no one to know who the hell you are. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm in it, man. I'm in it to win it. I'm going to do it. And he said, well, it's going to be about 10, 15 years. He's like, you write your own songs? I said, yeah, right. I'm still in that process. And he said, well, just take your hit song and just know that no one's going to know it until you've really put the time in, and nothing comes easy. It's a day to day. You're going to get rejected and hear the no's and hear the yeses, and you're going to have your ups and your downs. And just remember, man, like, you got to follow your vision, and you've got to do what you've got to do in order to make it come to life. And I really took that to heart, so I went back and into my living room in my car. And eventually what happened was that I had this lady who was also homeless. She was just talking with me, and she knew that I was a vet. And she said, why don't you go back to school and use your GI Bill? And I said, I already have my degree, and, I don't think I can use that. And I'm just going to do music. I'm just going to do it. And she said, right, but you can use it to get another degree. And she just literally walked off. She was a really, God bless her, she just mentally was not stable and in that sense. But man, it was like she was my guardian angel at that time. And just a real light bulb went off on my head. And within 48 hours, I was applying using my post 9/11 bill from the Army. And I got accepted into Full Sail University for music audio engineering, where for the next 4 years, they were paying me a stipend, paying me to go to school. And I just took my band on the road. I was going full time for my other degree in music audio engineering, learning music theory, learning how to work a DAW, Logic Pro, Pro Tools, Ableton, gotcha. So I was learning all that for 4 years. And then right as we were touring for 4 years, I was starting the band. I was going through college, doing all that, and can't make this story up. I just graduated. I mean, just graduated in January. December was the ending, and I took an exam over Christmas. So now here came January, and for those 2 months, well, prior to that, we had been planning for a really big tour, East Coast tour. We were going out with Low Cut Connie, starting up in New York City, going down Stone Pony. We had really worked our way into some amazing venues that we're not playing these venues. we're playing these venues. Yeah, like excited. And lo and behold, we started that tour. We got up to New York. It was March of 2020. And wouldn't you know it, 2 shows in, world shuts down, pandemic
Yeah.
hit,
Oh, mothers.
and we just, I mean, it was gut wrenching. I mean, it was not only a shot to my stomach. Um, I was I did the cardinal sin, and I was engaged to the girl that was in our band at the time, and we had split because of the pandemic. Living together, that wasn't good, and that forced us to take down a lot of our music, a lot of our. We even changed our name to the Last Real Circus. It was actually the Last Real Circus show before. I just it was not a pretty thing when the pandemic hit us. So that set us back for sure. That was one of the big blowbacks. I'm sure for every artist it was, but yeah, we started doing port shows like everybody else. We started streaming. We started figuring out how do we do this viral video thing, and we anything that any other artist did out there, we copycatted and tried to do. So
How many how many songs did you have under your belt at that point when you played that anthem show?
Physically out?
Yeah.
Zero.
No, well, no. Just that you had like that you had like in your tool belt.
Oh, I don't know. 20 easy,
Okay.
yeah. I still have a lot of songs that I've written. Again, not a lot of our music's out there right now, even on Spotify. We had to take a lot of it down, and I've been really weird to just put it back out. And I don't know why. I don't know if that has to do with that was written with another set of group of guys, and that was the vibe of that time and stuff. However, those songs made us kind of who we are, and what fans, we get fans all the time that come up to say, man, we want to hear Not Away and Oh That I Love. And it not only is it humbling as hell to like to have someone sing that back to you.
That's on Spotify, by the way, though. That
Yeah,
one is.
it's
It's amazing song. So all the listeners, check out Not Away. It's great. It's great.
but we don't even perform it live anymore.
No.
Like we don't and there's really no rhyme to reason. It's just we just don't do it anymore. We've written a whole nother batch of songs, and another things have come to light. So yeah, but we're releasing new music this year and stuff. So like Ghost, we just released. That was a cover of ours that we just did, a Justin Bieber cover, and it was fun doing it. Jorg helped produce it, and Louis Lee. Louis Lee Hensley is his name, but Louis Lee produced it. Was on the engineering side of it, and really brought that song to life for us. So that brought a little life back into us in Spotify this past year. And yeah, now we're just looking forward for the next releases. So we're all working on that right now in the studio.
Oh, we lost Jay.
Lost your sound.
I'm
There
sorry.
There you go.
There you
Oh,
go.
how about now? There you go.
My partner just put in her AirPods, and
Oh, yeah, that'll happen.
if you do that again, woman, I swear to God. Sorry, guys. That was just kidding.
Out with the dog, you. Go get it.
Yeah, I promise. She's giving the stink eye to me in the other room right now, just rolling as hard as she can.
So let's talk about Koala. She is a very, very important part of your life. Tell the audience why.
Yeah, Koala is my everything. She's been with me since she's been breathing air. She was part of a program called Pause for Purple Hearts. Why I do not have a Purple Heart of any stretch, and God bless the veterans that do by all that. I was injured in my deployment. I was awarded a CAB, a Combat Action Badge, and was hit by an IED. And a buddy of mine who's related to the organization said, hey man, we got these service dogs that are coming back. We hear you're suffering from shell shock and vertigo. And I said, yeah, it's been weird, man. I don't know. Like randomly I'll just start walking sideways, and then all of a sudden I'm laying flat on the ground, man, and I can't move. It's a weird sensation. And come to find out, it's just my equilibrium was obviously just off, and we've done a lot of things to kind of help correct that now. But Koala, I physically helped with the vet to pull her out with the vet with my own two hands, and brought her into the world. And she's literally breathed me every single day she's been on this planet. Her mom that she was birthed from was with us and all that, and we went through mobility service dog training with her, so she learned to open doors and to give me my alert, to push me next to a wall. She can kind of sense that stuff. But again, I got her back in 2016 or 17. I joke saying she's Benjamin Buttoning, that she's 3 or 4 years old still in my heart, but she's realistically 8 years old, and she's been on the road, this entire time. So this past year, she unfortunately tore her ACL, and I myself had some health issues that came up, but we've taken the past year and a half or so off to both recoup. But she's been with me every step of the way, and we've picked up another dog along the way. We have another sheepadoodle, and his name's Snoop. He's about 95 pounds. And then, as I mentioned, my buddy John Russell with the Head and the Heart, he goes out all the time, obviously touring as well as they do. But every time he goes out touring, we watch George for him, his dog. So there's 3 dogs at this house at all given points in time, and we're obsessed with it. We love our dogs, and my partner and I, we've actually are going to be creating a dog social club. We won't give away too much here because we're members of a canine club here, a social club for adults, where you bring your dogs and let them off leash, and you go have your beer, your soda or water, whatever, and eat whatever, and the dogs can run around and people watch them. And so we like that concept, and we're trying to build a business plan, but we want to involve a music venue into it, something that, if you're comfortable bringing your dogs to it, we won't be blaring the music, but it'll be singer-songwriter stuff, trios, and people can showcase their music. So but yeah, Koala's here. I'm tossing a coin if she'll be at South by this year, because she just, again, had the ACL surgery. She's been recuperating.
That's a lot.
It's a lot for her. As we just said, we're 6:30 in the morning. I'm up downstairs, running around this street to that street to this street. I mean, I lose 15 pounds when I'm there, just from the exercise alone. So I just don't know if she'll be able to keep up this year. And someone informed me that a 7-year-old dog is a senior dog, and that kind of broke my heart a little bit. So.
I got yelled at by the team because when he said, "I don't know if I'm bringing Koala," I unfortunately was like, "Thank God." And they go, "What? We love Koala." I go, No, I'm just saying, like, Jason, you can't, like, we're so, like you said, Dog, you said, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know, but like, that's just one extra thing Jason's got, even though Koala worries about Jason. So that's how you look at it. But still, it's, it's a lot. It's a lot, I think.
Especially, a dog's got to look out for a dog.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. What a good fun.
So, yeah, I mean, the Head and the Heart are touring with Brandy Carlisle right now. I mean, they're doing arenas. Like,
they were just backstage. Jason was just backstage with them in New York.
Well, we're not backstage. We were part of their family when we go to see them and stuff. But yeah, we went up to Boston and got to see them at TD Garden, and then went to see them at Madison
Square. Yeah.
So that was cool. But man, Brandy Carlisle's crew, they are all in it to win it, and amazing performers, amazing. And watching the Head and the Heart out there doing what they do is wow. I mean, just incredible, So and it's fun to live vicariously through them, sometimes. So it's inspiring. I mean, it just really is. He's one of the most humble people that you'll ever meet in your entire life. He wants for nothing, acts for nothing, does things completely out of kindness, and because he wants to. He could care less about a dollar being put in his pocket. He wants to play music and be a good dad at this point. He just had a newborn, and I've been blessed to have that relationship, professionally and personally. And we actually got connected through ShowX years ago when we ended up doing our first show together, John and myself, back in Boulder, Colorado. And, it's just our friendship grew from there. So he sees what we're doing with Boxcar Productions and trying to put on, and, that's why he's helped out with what he can. And, it's been a great relationship to have that and to watch them now they just did their whole tour with the Lumineers in Australia and New Zealand, and now they're off with Brandy Carlisle, and now they got Red Rocks again this year. So just super proud of that group of guys. Not that they need that from me, but they're just I'm so blessed to know those crew and to just be in that world even this little much, just the tiniest sliver.
I think they're doing the 15th anniversary of their debut album too, and I think they're playing Philly. Like that's
right.
That could be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I must say though, like their song Arrow, that song just hits me, man. Like, and a lot of their songs do, but I mean, like that's the first one in probably like 2 or 3 albums that I was like, damn, like this song is like there is some levels to this song.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, they definitely they've definitely hit the mainstream back into the mainstream with that song. That's catching people are singing it at the shows. You watch people at the Brandy Carlisle show in Madison Square, and it was honestly it was people might not have known who they were that first song or two, but man, when Arrow came on song 3, everyone up, there's times I need directions, and they just knew it, and it was oh, it's this band. And just to watch people start to radiate with that, it's inspiring. And I pray one day that my band can give that to somebody. Hopefully it won't be a cover song like Ghost or something like that, but I like that someone likes that kind of covers, and I like that someone sees that angle of a story being told.
Yeah, I mean, and just tell the audience, I mean, because I have not been to Madison Square Garden, holding out for when Radiohead tours again. But tell the audience, I mean, what it's like to see a show at Madison Square Garden.
It's pretty intense, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, there's one I was really impressed with I was really impressed with like the staffing. Very easy entrances throughout the place.
Yeah.
It's very cool because when you're walking around, they have every day of the year. So you can look up your birthday, and then it's no rhyme to reason for the year that they'll give. But like for example, mine's October 23rd. So I like went to see October 23rd, and then it was like 1960 something. I wasn't born then, but it was showing 1960. Jimi Hendrix played here. Whatever it was.
Oh, that's so cool.
So like every single day of the year had this
a legendary artist
here had this. They had like memorabilia that was around, so you could see Billy Joel's piano was there, which was like, I'm in a New York. I was ready for that one.
Have you both watched his documentary?
I just
3 times.
Just got done watching it.
Oh my God. It's so good.
So fast.
So good.
Fast.
So good. It'll give you chills. I mean, that guy, he has been royally screwed over. Yeah. Time and time. And you talk about a guy that has overcome some obstacles. My God. Good for him.
Yeah, and I forgot about the drunk driving accident on Long Island.
I didn't know. I know, because we loved them. Like, who cares? Who cares, right? But it's like, oh, I guess he had some problems.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all have demons. Like, we all have addictions. For each of you, like, talk about how that struggle has kind of shaped you as either musicians and as men.
I mean, I've been to outpatient rehab for Adderall use, and I've never been a drinker, but yeah, I had some issues, and I'm actually thankful. Like, I don't relate to people who, when they're around people that do drugs, they're like, stop that right now. Let me tell you what. I'm like, good for you.
Right.
Live your life. Yeah, I wish I could do it, but it doesn't agree with me. So I actually appreciated I mean, like, I'm sure my wife won't be like, well, that's nice. You appreciate that, but we all went through hell. But I appreciated the perspective. It made me a better person. If I hadn't done that, I might just be a regular, not seeing things the way that I see now. But I'm thankful that I was able to get through that. But yeah, it does not help you. And if you have an addiction, you're not going to make it to where you want to make it, and you're going to be frustrated, and you're going to take it out on people, and you're going to make it even harder to get to where you are because you're just not a pleasant person, and it's unfortunate, but that's why I tell people, listen, don't drink, don't do anything, just smoke weed. It's not a drug. And the reason I say that is because I have heroin addict friends who cried to me and said, "Why didn't someone tell me I could just smoke weed?" They thought it had to be cold turkey or not or nothing.
Right.
They thought anything was a gateway. But
Mhm.
really, it's just cigarettes and beer that's the gateway.
Yeah.
Weed, you just feel good all the time. So sorry if people disagree with me. It might not be scientifically accurate, but that's helped me. So
Yeah.
just letting you know out there.
Go ahead, Jason. What do you
Yeah,
got?
Jay, what you
Yeah,
got?
no, I mean, same way with, I mean, I'll say this. I think I've mentally more struggled than anything,
Mhm.
I've been weirdly blessed and cursed with a weird brain, I think, in my own head where um, I think I could do the hardest of drugs if I wanted to. I've never touched the hard stuff. I've never cared to. I've just seen the downfalls of that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've had my fun, like I've done the cocaine, I've done the weed, I've done the Molly, I've done the ecstasy, I've done the acid, I've done the shrooms. I've never done heroin, never done crystal meth, never done any of that kind of stuff, never cared to. I mean, Adderall, I used to pop like freaking Skittles when that whole wave was coming through.
Mhm.
And it's just weird, all of those things. I just quit when I want to quit. There's never been like I got to go back and get more. I got to do this. Maybe when I was living in Key West, having a good Coke bend for a day or two. But again, even after that, I would just like, it wasn't like a week later or 2 days later, I like needed to go get more or something, or even a year, years later. It's when and where and if I'm feeling like doing it and my responsibilities are taken care of and I can get to it. But I'm actually with Jorg on this. I mean, for years now, I mean, going on years, I only smoke weed. That's helped a lot with my vertigo, my stress, my anxiety. Um, I've definitely had my legal issues from, people not understanding me. I'm a 6'5", 240-pound guy who, yeah, has a demeanor about him sometimes and has an army past. And I've unfortunately learned the hard way through the court systems and everything else that scares people sometimes. And maybe that can be misrepresented a lot of times. But anybody that really knows me is stuck by my side. They know that things aren't like this, not that I've ever been accused of anything like, or should I say found guilty of anything and like that in a court of law. I've never done that in that route, but it's hard to get past those things when maybe perhaps some of those things have come not to light, but someone says, "Oh, did you know that Jason was accused of doing this?" And you should like not talk to that dude. Like, don't mess with them. And then it's like, right, but that's like not the case, man. That's just like, I'm gonna go have my day in court for that. And like when it's thrown out, which one or two of the things I'm talking about have been, it was just like, now what are you to say? Like people, there's Karens out there. There's people who are gonna say that you've done XYZ and like you've never you're just not even in that field. So I can say personally, that has cost a lot of relationships, dating, being engaged to a woman that was in the band that then forced us to take down all of our music and, then reached out to all people that you're connected with just to smear. And, God bless Katrina at the Sessions Hotel. We've been running side showcases there called Radical Nights now at the SXSW for the Bristol Rhythm and Roots reunion. It's not that we're like in the festival, but we showcase at the session. So, but she's even gotten emails where she's like, "Hey, like this guy did me wrong," and it's like, right, but I know him. And he didn't probably do that. And she's even shown me, and those people are why I like wake up in the morning, and why Jorg and I even have business still, and like why we do what we do,
Dog, to tie into that, Jay, we really all had, and I'm sure, Dog, you as being in the music industry, we all have chips on our shoulders. We feel that people aren't giving us the opportunities that we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say, being on the other side where Jason and I have curated these events, it really blew my mind to see that the independent artists that are submitting, that are pushing, we always talk about the 1% is the one like that are making all the money, but even in the independent realm with people that are not signed, only 1 to 10%, like when you get 300 submissions, like we're looking at each other, why are only 8%, 1 to 10% of these even listenable? Or like we're like, are these people like know how to fill out their names on an application kind of thing? And it's humbling. Like you put yourselves in the shoes of the people that you thought were the man, and then all of a sudden everything changes, and anyway, it's a process, this whole thing, and yeah, like, so a lot of those issues that we were having were us struggling to break through, when in reality we should just listen to what the managers were talking about. Make content, make content, make content, don't worry about all this shit that you're worried about. Did you take a picture or do an interview today? What are you complaining about? Like, just work.
Yeah.
They're all waiting for someone to tell them what to do, to sign them, or freaking like, this is what your schedule is. You have, it's just not how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had said, like, before we had started, about how, when an artist or a band releases a song, nowadays it's not just releasing the song to
No.
Spotify. I mean, it is a whole package. Talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Both of you can
Yeah.
talk about it. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the whole I get really mad at a lot of artists that they're like, "Hey, guess what? I just finished my album. We're releasing it." I go, "The hell you are." They go, "What are you talking about? I want an album. I want an album. I want a record. I want to sell that." I go, "You get to put out an album after 9 months of 8 of the 11 songs on the album being released as singles with 30 pieces of content every 6 to 8 weeks. And when the ninth single is released, that ninth single is the last single that you put out before you announce the album that has all 9 singles plus 2 extra songs. And that one of those extra songs is the 10th single that you put out when you put out the album. And then what do you do 8 weeks after that album comes out, my friend? You put out the next single that has nothing to do with that album. Rinse, repeat, live free, die hard, Tom Cruise, man, you know it.
That's why I love him so much.
It's just so easy. But like, the thing is, if I was Jason, or if I was the main guy in a band, like, why wouldn't you want to do that? What? That's the best. You get to put out a single every 8 weeks, and it's almost the equivalent of an album, because a single is like an album. Wow. It's like, and you get to have 8 pictures on Spotify of your face, like,
I hope all the artists
every single
getting to listen to this get to take this real advice that you're giving, because
I do mini TED Talks and stuff. I've done a couple TED Talks, and that's I try to tell them, if you're a police officer and you don't fill out your police reports for the 8 traffic violations, you're fired. If you're a doctor and you just did 8 surgeries, but you don't have a patient report, he's fired. If you're a musician, you didn't post every single day this month, you're not quit, you're fired. You're not good enough to be you can play an instrument, great. Don't ever put your picture out there, and just play, and don't even talk about yourself. Just play and get $100. Fine.
Get session guitars.
That's it. And then don't ever complain that somebody sucks. That's like big, that can't play an instrument. Because it's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a game, and if you don't play it, you're going to be left out.
It's a game. It's a game. Yeah, I know, right? Like, we're all musicians. Like, that's what it is. But you can, I don't know. I just tell people to really get into the video side of things because that's just how it is, and you have to fail. I tell people, I'm glad you put out 20 crappy videos and post them because I saw the 21st and it's way better than the first one. You need to put out crap, and they're all waiting. You can't wait. Oh, I'll just wait till I get my good photographer and I'll get 10 posts. Brother, you need 200 posts.
So I'm doing all those things you're saying not to do. So that's
well, no, he's not, because I got him. We're doing it. We're doing it.
I mean, Jason, is it a struggle for you with social media?
Oh, he knows how much it's the weirdest thing because I know I'm going to hear my partner laugh in the background as she's listening in on this, but I do hate social media with a passion. I do not like that I'm so addicted to it now, in the sense of I've got to be addicted to it. I've got to be on it. I have to see what other people are posting, what they're doing, how they're posting. I also don't, I also get a lot out of Instagram and stuff like that too. I mean, I can respectfully give social media its credit where credit is due, that I've reached out to numerous bands as a band to say, please let me open for you. Please let me do this. I will clean your trash. I will mow your garden, John Popper. Just let my band come out 5 shows. And I know you've already got the emails from our managers and stuff, but man, this is me personally reaching out and saying, I'm real. Please. I don't know if that ever... I saw that he's seen it and hearted it. I don't know if that ever pushed it over the edge for us to do stuff like that, but I do think it I do think it meant something.
Yep.
And even especially with Boxcar, even with reaching out to artists on the fly, like, man, like I hate an artist that doesn't check their email, that just doesn't check it. It's like, what are you doing? It's like York said, it's like, are you not checking your email twice a day, every day? You're fired.
Yeah, asking us every question. We're like, yeah, you got the email, and literally every question. What did you not get the email?
Yeah, we got asked to open up here at the Broadberry for a band back in July, and I didn't know that my card. I had switched cards. I'd lost my card, so the card that was saved on file for our website and our email had stopped because there was no payment, because obviously I'd switched it, and that's been on autopilot for 6+ years. So now all of a sudden I was like, why is this down? Oh shit. Okay. So now I got to, and then right when I got it back up, here's an email from 2 weeks ago where they had asked us to open up for a great band, great time. I was like, oh my God, we missed that whole opportunity just because we didn't have our email and we didn't check it. So, it is a struggle, but like York said, York's definitely been helping me with, hey, this is what we got to start doing and doing this. So yeah.
Dog, something really interesting happened. There are artists that I love that I work with personally that I'm like, you could be the next big thing. And then I realize I hadn't thought about them. And then all of a sudden I see a post from them and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, I did photos for her. I did a music video for her. It was almost like I didn't want her to leave my consciousness, but she was gone. And then I looked, she hadn't posted for 2.5 months. And then she did a big post about why it's so hard and I called her, I go, girl, you just proved that social media is the only thing that works. Cause I work with you. You're one of my favorite artists. And I literally I had 5 opportunities for you. And I forgot about you because I didn't see you on my feed. And I was looking at 20 other bands that were just popping up all the time. And somebody came up, oh, I needed this R&B singer. Oh, great, this one. She just put out 4 things. But really, I got mad because after I recommended this other artist, there's 3 I should have, but I forgot about them because they're not as active. So it's like, you got to. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
You do, you do.
Yeah.
So Jason, how would you then kind of rank, I guess, like time and like energy in the kind of the hats that you wear?
Um, yeah, I think, how do I say that? I would like to say they all take priority, but they but they don't. Um, the band the past year and a half has um I don't want to say taking a back seat. I think everything kind of took a back seat. I was diagnosed with stage 3 melanoma cancer, and I had to have some intrusive surgery that was done on my side and on my back and stuff. So I've been recovering through that, and I'm still currently doing like radiation treatment and doing all those things. So it's been hard to watch the band take a little bit of a back seat this past year and a half. Um, but
You put out some amazing original
yeah,
music. He killed it
like
in the studio. I mean, like you said,
we've
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
it's allowed for more time to shift what needs to be a priority within the band,
Mhm.
which is getting more music out there, doing exactly what York said to do, and artists should be doing. Like we need to be putting out a single like every single month, every other whatever, and posting every single day. And we just I just haven't had that energy dealing with the personal matters and health and all that. Just getting into it, but I'm pumped to say that like right here, right now, in this very moment, that whole swing of things has shifted, and now we know what we're going to do within the band in order for the band now to get out there. We would obviously like to have more music, new releases before we go down to South by and stuff. And who knows, maybe our fans will get one that we're going to put out real quick and they don't even know it. Maybe we'll drop one next week or the week after that. And who knows, but I kind of like that our band's like that right now. And respectfully, we have the fans that reach out and we come to the shows. We only do 1 or 2 shows here in Richmond every year. We don't want to oversaturate our market. And I'm sure people in RVA would hate me saying this, but it's just the truth that the artists that are here, and as I'm sure in Detroit, as I'm sure they are in every other city, they're, God bless them, they're playing every gig that they can because they're working their asses off to
You
make
can't do
money
it.
to do it. And the sad thing of it is that's the catch 50-50. Like you can't do that.
Mhm.
Like if I could go see the Lumineers every single night here in Richmond, their value would go down. It's like I don't need to
Absolutely.
plan for that trip. I don't need to plan that outing with my partner, my lady, to go out and to go see a show that night. So we've really not done it, and it's been a great strategy for us. When a person comes to us respectfully, we're putting 150 200 people in the seats, so we're there.
And when we do a big gig, we're open up for Dan Aykroyd at the film festival in Richmond. So it's like it's an event. It is a circus. It's the last real circus.
Yeah.
It's great.
I heard his Crystal Head vodka is actually pretty tasty. Have either of you tried
Yeah.
it?
I
No,
have.
I guess
I have. I'm actually I'm a history guy. I love history and that whole story. I don't know if you know. I'm sure as you said, it's him and his father were big
yeah.
history people, and that was one of their claims of wanting to find the crystal skulls and stuff. So the vodka is good. I'm not a big vodka drinker. I'm more of a Buffalo Trace. Put it right into a glass, neat, and let me have that if I'm going to have it.
Mm.
But no, I haven't had that. Too much of his vodka.
So speaking of the Lumineers, like I've heard this from other people, and maybe you can attest to this from your brief interaction with them. The two of them see, like I've heard that they don't really get along much. Did you kind of sense that at all?
Oh
You
no,
guys heard that
No,
as well?
no,
no.
I don't get that at all. I get they're like they're a family, that crew. Yeah, Wesley, Jeremiah, and stuff, and Brandon and Brand. I mean, all of them. Like they're Yeah.
Dog, we're really good friends with this guy, Abe Abraham, who is like their brother. And Abe Abraham famously wrote one of their big songs, Stars, what is it? Stars Go Blue?
Where the skies are blue.
Where the Skies Are Blue.
You're gonna leave, you're gonna break my heart.
And it's just been an honor. We work with this guy, Abe, and yeah, it's just,
And again,
yeah, it's
even
great.
take Abe, like,
Mm-hmm.
but no, Jeremiah and them are not like that from any of my interactions with them. And,
It's good to
no,
know.
that whole crew's tight. But Abe, I mean, now there's another brother of ours who we've showcased, and
Mm-hmm.
he could care less to post. He
could, yeah.
To do any of that work. He just wants to hear a good song. He wants to write a good song. And God bless him. I mean, the guy lives up in the coldest part of Michigan, and and he just loves it. He lives that very simple man lifestyle. And a lot of people actually get Abe and I confused with one another just because we look alike.
He's great.
Two white dudes with beards and long hair, and but he's such an amazing individual and someone you should definitely check out to listen. His music's awesome, and he has it out and streaming, and definitely someone you should check.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is funny when you mentioned about San Jack Saloon. I was like, oh shit, we were there last year because we saw our friend Silver Creek Revival.
Yeah,
that was us. It was Jay. Jay found them.
Yeah, they're great and they're so lovely. We had them on the podcast. I think they had a band change or two since then. But yeah, they're great.
It's funny, to circle back. It's funny you were talking about things that might have sidetracked, and I know I got talking about like legal stuff and people just misunderstanding the concepts of things, and people just not knowing the ins and outs. It's a weird business, but it's even to that point. It's Silver Creek Revival even had their own haters. I had somebody reach out last year before the showcase and just smash the band. No rhyme to reason. I mean, reached out to me, told me what pieces of shits they were, that they were this, and man, they shouldn't have done this. And, we're a small production company. We're not big, but Jorg and I started doing a little research, and then A led to Z very quick. And it was like an old bandmate that they had kicked out. But then I ended up calling Silver Creek. Thanks to social media, I was able to hey man, just give me a quick call. And again, I've just always been that person who has always been misunderstood, and I've always appreciated people who have done it for me. But yeah, I mean, even Silver Creek Revival, man, I was so pumped to have them. Yeah, man, this band's awesome. Here they go. And now I just wanted to inform them just so that they were aware.
Yeah.
Not for me to kick them off the showcase, not for me to get too. If nothing else, solely back them up to say, I don't know what the rhyme reason. I don't know if any of this is true. I don't care. I just want you to know. Someone's trying to tarnish your name, and you should take hold of this and get to it quick, because this is a small industry, whether or not people think it's big or not. The insiders, we all know that it's 2 ways to Kevin Bacon, and to the outside world, it's, hey man, like, how do you, them? Like, that's, it's crazy, so.
That being said, Dog, I'll tell you a funny story. I play with Louis Lee, this other amazing band out of Detroit, and he's getting pretty big, and this woman tried to physically assault his wife at a show because she's so obsessed with Louis. And that night, we all celebrated because we said we made it.
Wow.
So all this stuff, with Silver Creek, what he's saying, for better or for worse, if you don't have haters, you're not really working. And that's just how it is. And I love it. So it's just that's the kind of world we live in now, where it's unfortunately.
Yeah. That's why we surround ourselves with people that aren't like that.
At all, never. Of course, it's great. That's why we laugh, but we're strong enough. We're strong enough organization to know,
Yeah. I interviewed this band from England. They're called Electric Enemy, and they're playing at South by. And
Write it down.
the lead singer was just like, we just kind of have a mantra, like our manager, like the band, like just don't be a dick, like just don't be a dick.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's
hard.
just a
It's
really
hard to
good,
do for
like,
some people. I don't know
yeah,
why. I don't know why.
it really is. Why do you think that is in this industry in particular?
If you're a really good singer and a really good songwriter, it's forgiven. Like a little bit, like if you're that good. But you have to have your stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm saying the only way you can be that, and let's look at Chevy Chase's career. I'm just kidding.
I guess I kind of missed the question there. What was that?
I said, like, why do you think that there are so many, like, big, like, over, like, I don't know, like, just personalities in this
Egos.
industry
Yeah.
that are kind of just, like, that can be real dicks, like, why it's.
Mommy daddy issues.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, people who didn't love them and people who want to be somewhere further along in their career and they don't like the fact that you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, in my instances, I don't know that I've had haters per se with like music. My kryptonite's always been a Karen. So, having someone saying that I yelled at him and I didn't, or, something, but people will do what they can to make themselves look better. And we've definitely learned that in this game. But again, I think it's one of those reasons why we connect so well, Jorg and myself, is that we know that we see it. We can instantly
All around us. Yeah.
Yeah. We just, the second, like you said, like that person's got that ick factor. And who knows? People might think I have the ick factor. They might think you got it. They might.
You're not. That's why we have genres.
It's all different, Like I know there's people that hate my music. Okay, that's great. Like you don't have to be an asshole about it and come after me to tell me on a daily basis how much you don't like my music or you don't like me or anything. But some people
scientifically, if they hate you that much, they actually love you.
Yeah.
And that's what's weird. So that's why I'm turning it back around to like, I've realized it's actually a good thing, which I know it's crazy.
Yeah. I always think about like, we all know this famous Colonel story, but the Colonel was the first one to really mark it off of like hating an artist. He was the first guy that did the I love Elvis, and then he did the other pen that said I hate Elvis. We're gonna make money off of that because it's 50-50. Everybody in the room loves them, but everyone outside the room hates them. So this is what this is. So, but yeah, I mean, but you got to look past those people, and we just kind of surround ourselves with people that don't play that game, So Riley, you had on, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Oh, Riley Downs.
Yeah. She's fantastic.
So Riley even had an issue with a manager, no names here, but was helping an artist
disagreement.
Yeah, was helping an artist out as a friend doing the real work. And then that artist's manager got involved. And that became a man versus woman thing versus a manager versus manager talking it out thing. And, all of a sudden, Riley's having to call me because I know the guy and I have a relationship with them to get more. And, and it's a weird thing. And then you got to make a phone call because Riley's my homegirl, and I kind of know this guy, and that's what that is. But at the same time, he does help me with XYZ. So you got to keep those bridges and fine lines, and you got to, walk whatever beat you can. And what's weird is that, and we don't need to get into politics here at all, but, with the way the world is and everything else, I mean, it's something to be said that you got to be able to stand up for what the hell you believe in now. And at some point you got to pick a side. And my side, I want to be neutral. So, and that's super tough to do in this game though. But, yeah.
So another person that you have, or another songwriter that you have on your showcase this year that I got to see last year, which again, this is a typical South by story, right? We're hanging out at Arlen Studios. I'm sitting on the couch where, Willie and Waylon and all those legends have sat and probably, had much more than conversations. And this tall, just beautiful woman sits down next to me and we start talking and she's like, "My name's Katrina. Nice to meet you." And it's Katrina Kane.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, like this girl is destined for stardom and you're gonna have her on her showcase.
Yeah, well,
Well, bad news. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no.
Well, she's been in our showcases before. We love Katrina. She's done Austin Rhythm Revival before. We're gonna have her back this year for the 16th and 17th. Unfortunately for us and fortunate for her, she got requested to do some extended dates on her UK tour. So Koala. So she is extending out there and she asked, hey, since we're already over in UK, it's a big deal. And,
Yeah.
and again, respectfully, she wrote us, let us know, wanted to talk it out. And, that's real professionalism of her. So kudos to her. And we do love her. And yeah, you're right. She is a rising star. Her
It's the
music is
best.
awesome. Jorg's obsessed right now with Candy Jenkins, who played on our showcase last year. She played on our Bristol Radical Night show this past year in September.
Okay.
And those two are great. Her and Kimmy Bitter.
Kimmy's
the best. She's so good.
Yeah, love her.
Yeah, I'd love to
Grass
get
is blue.
I want to get a showcase together where I can get all
Jay,
those girls
I'm
together.
actually happy. I'm happy you brought this up about Katrina Kane because we almost had Katrina as on the official showcase.
Yeah.
But she was already scheduled for another official, so we're like, let's bring in another artist that's not official on the showcase. So if we would have had her, we would have been down one. So that's positive at least. But we'll miss her. Yeah.
Courtney Santana is another name. She's an Austin artist. We saw her at Arlen Studios, and again, talking about a cover that really just blows you away. She did a cover of Radiohead's "Creep."
Nice.
It was just incredible for a black woman to sing that song. It was, incredible.
And who was the artist again?
Her name's Courtney Santana. Yeah, she's fantastic.
Dog, I was going to ask. I personally have to take off pretty soon. If you want to keep going with Jason in a sec, this was great. This was incredible. Dog. Hey, we're gonna hang, right? I'll see you at South by, man.
Dude, I can't wait, man. I'm hoping for the weather. Last year we got real lucky. The past couple of years, weather's not been great, but the weather was fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Dog, we have with our Michigan artists that are coming down. I'm kind of in charge of 15 of them, and some of them are on the showcase on Austin. We got a big mansion, just about a mile and a half, with a huge jacuzzi. So please, Jason, give Dog my number, and let's keep in touch, Dog, because anytime you want to hang out there, we're kind of doing little interviews over there too. Okay. Late night, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're staying on East 5th this year, which is the closest.
That's crazy. That's
yeah. We usually end up, in Oak Hill or Arbitorium or up that way.
And then you can't get off on the exits off.
I must say, in all honesty, especially Oak Hill, if you're in Southwest Austin or if you're southwest of the city,
you can get
you just shoot up Route 1 there and then you dump off at Cesar Chavez.
That's never anything off. Is it 35? Is that anything?
35.
Anything off there, if you have to get it's an hour and a half, even if you're 2 miles away.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can walk. We'll be able to walk to Hotel Vegas.
Wow.
We'll be able to walk to One in a Million. Best breakfast ever.
So, Dog, that's where I am. We're just a little bit past you. If you kept going,
yeah.
Okay. So on that side, the other side of 35, but you could just cross it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Every time you say his name, I always think you're saying Dog. What's up,
Dog?
Dude, this nickname, I've had this nickname since high school, and I can't escape it. So I just roll with it.
Dog, I'll personally be with in Detroit, I do 2 showcases. One of them is Singers in the Round, which Jason has performed on, and 7 years. And we kicked that off. So when the pandemic happened for me, my whole business took off because we specialized in 7 camera live streams. And I was working every day with 6 people. Everyone had masks and bodysuits on and crap. The musicians didn't even know how to perform with the masks. I mean, it was crazy, but I was working. So we've had these shows for 7 years now. One of them is Singers in the Round. The other one is Hyped Up Live Sessions. But the Hyped Up Live Sessions, my partner and the host of the show is a man named T Money Green, and he was the bass player for Snoop Dogg. So just throw that around to you, dog, because yeah, keep
Well,
looking
let's
up.
smoke
He's
a
great.
joint then.
Yeah, you said it. You said it, bro. Yeah. So I'll tell T Money I met the dogs. So that's
Awesome.
great, man. That's
Well,
great.
gentlemen, thank you so much for
Yeah.
doing this. Yeah, best of luck, and I cannot wait to see you guys next month. And you guys are gonna be down there. You're driving then, or are you flying?
I'm driving because we have a lot of. I think you're driving too, Jay, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got all the gear and
There's
stuff.
so much gear. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first year that we weren't able to fly into Austin. Like we're actually flying into Houston
Oh wow.
and then driving, and then we're flying out of Austin home. But like, yeah, like everything into Austin was
That's not
super.
such a bad drive though from Houston
Yeah,
to Austin. Yeah,
It's
that's
it's
and we're gonna hit
not.
the Buc-ee's on the way. We'll be fine.
right.
Yeah.
That's
I gotta
right.
tell you, dog. Like that's. I did that once, and that was not a good drive for
No?
like we got yeah. So like, I just really look at the traffic.
Okay. Well, we're
We
getting
missed our
there.
flight.
Like
We
we'll
missed
be
our
there at
flight.
9:30 in the morning, so we'll have the entire
Yeah,
day
yeah.
to
Okay,
get there.
good,
I'm
good.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had a 6 o'clock flight from Houston, and we're like, yeah, we'll leave it about whatever 1 or whatever it was. Yeah, right. We missed that flight, man.
Yeah,
It
we're
was
just
rough.
flying
Yeah,
into it.
yeah.
So we'll be
Good,
fine. Yeah.
great,
But
great.
yeah. Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much. We're gonna release this probably next week. So yeah, if you can share it, release all that stuff, and yeah, appreciate it.
Dog, if you're on Instagram,
Yep.
and follow York Detroit, like I do, that's my thing. I'm a talking head kind of. So I'll do a big promo for this if you'd like. Just let's be in contact, Jason. Anything you want me to say about you as yeah.
Yeah, and yours got like his influence, like I don't know what you call it, man. Like your authentic.
Social media
Yeah,
influencer.
like he's like an actual like influencer. He's sponsored by Red Bull, gets all that stuff. So like
You do well, my friend. I'm impressed.
he'll
I'm
promote
impressed.
Yeah, I'll promote the music lab for sure, dog, and we'll blow this up even bigger. Yeah. Sorry, is that bad? Look, I see dog, the music lab, right? What? Yeah, dog.
like I want to say Doug, like I want to like emphasize a U in there, even though it's not there, but you're like dog.
Like, come here.
Yeah, it's like dog.
Yeah. You got it, dog.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us, and that helps the artists, bands, and production companies that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear, RAR. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Dog. You've been great. This is the Music Lab Podcast.